I'm legally obligated to tell you, I ain't a real doctor.
Here we are, episode 1 of Three Pillars Cast, the official first episode. And with me, Sir Zachariah, the dude, the intro man.
Hello. Thanks for having me.
No problem. It is an honor just because you made music for me. When I asked, I know you had offered before,
Yeah.
but I was kind of like, hey, I know you offered for, the other thing, but would you be down to make an intro for me?
Yeah. No, I love making music, man.
The first thing I have on my docket that I prepared
Sure.
is a running, I don't want to say gag, but a running joke that I want to try and perpetuate.
Okay.
And that is asking every guest at the start what their favorite fruit is. So what's your favorite fruit?
Ooh, okay.
I want to kind of just compile it, and then I can just have a list by the end afterwards with all the guests, and just be like, all right, here's the differences in favorite fruits.
Okay. Yeah.
So-
No, that makes sense. Well, to start off, I definitely have a top 3.
Okay, I'll take a top 3.
I love raspberries, bananas, and grapes. Those are
Okay.
definitely my 3 favorite fruits. I would love apples, but I have this weird allergy to apples.
Really?
Yeah, it's like some weird protein that it resembles pollen. And so when you the skins, I'm pretty sure the skins of apples have it or something like that. And so anytime I eat an apple, I get this weird scratchy throat. Anyway,
Huh. I can't say
yeah.
I've ever heard of that.
yeah, I looked it up because I was eating apples and
Yeah.
every fucking or sorry, can I swear?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I
Okay,
don't
sorry.
care.
Yeah, every time I my throat just gets itchy. But if I had to pick one fruit, it would probably be bananas, just because they're so versatile.
They are.
You can make a peanut butter and banana sandwich. You can make a peanut butter, honey, and banana sandwich. I mean, there's just so much you can do with it.
The 2 examples you give is just one adds honey. I love it.
I mean, it's delicious. It's
Yeah.
insane.
I can't say I've ever tried it, but I might have
Whoa,
to
whoa,
now.
whoa. Oh, here's another good one: peanut
Yeah.
butter, Nutella, and banana.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I can see that one.
Yeah.
For sure.
Basically, peanut butter and banana, and then just whatever else you want.
I was going to comment about the bananas and raspberries thing. Like, okay, we got 2 things that can go into a smoothie together. Yep.
True. Yeah, well, my grandma, she grows raspberries, and that's kind of where my love of raspberries comes from. Fresh, insane raspberries. But
You just got a source for your own
exactly.
raspberries.
What's your favorite fruit?
Boy, I suppose if it's episode 1, I didn't expect to be put on the spot.
Sorry,
I guess I have to
this
be
is your
documented.
podcast. You're asking the questions.
Yeah, but I mean, I think it's fair that I should be documented. And in fact, I maybe should have mentioned that in 0, but I just wasn't. I was so nervous by myself that I was just like, oh, we'll just keep moving along. It's 10 minutes long. Okay. Well, let's see. I've always liked mangoes a whole lot, just for a taste thing, but also just visually they're very colorful. I would say those are relatively versatile too, but not as much as obviously bananas,
That's an exotic choice. I guess not. It's mangoes.
It's on the more exotic side, but they're
Sure.
definitely becoming more common, I feel like.
Yeah. I feel like everybody's kind of catching on to how good mangoes are,
Oh yeah.
and everybody's throwing
Just-
them in their smoothies.
Just like the popularity, the storm of avocados that
Yeah.
has been sweeping the nation the past 5 to 10 years.
Just exactly like that. I know my people in my family. They swear by avocados, man. They eat them every day.
I don't eat them every day, but I can also swear by avocados.
It's like healthy fat, right? It's
I
it's full of
believe it is.
healthy fats and proteins, right?
Yes.
It's not that garbage like eating a large pizza by yourself.
that thing that I do all the time. Yeah.
No, I don't do that. What do you mean?
Oh, no
I
way.
never do that.
I'm a health nut. All I do is make fruit smoothies.
Yeah.
That's a
Yeah.
complete lie. Uh, I guess moving forward from fruit talk,
Sure.
let's start with a general, I guess, how's it going? Obviously there's been a lot of shit that's happened this year.
Yeah.
And I haven't even talked to you like at all. Like I don't think when was the last time? Because like I think the last time was like when I was in
Location.
with Logan
Yeah.
the one time and we
Mhm.
just ate at a restaurant, right?
Yeah.
So
That was definitely pre-COVID.
yeah, that was like last winter or something.
Yeah, exactly. Because I remember it wasn't football season going on.
Yeah, it was like
Yeah.
getting towards the end of the season, I believe.
Yeah.
So
Well, I got furloughed. I
oh,
got laid
nice.
off
Yep.
from my job, which is
Classic
fun.
quarantine.
Yeah. And so I've since moved to.
Location.
Oh, really? Okay. See,
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I just figured you were still, up north of me.
No, I'm near the cities now, and you know, actively looking for jobs.
Oh, okay.
Um, I'm trying. It's tough because I don't want to just work at some place that'll be terrible.
Yeah, of course.
But
You want
it's
to try to
also
find.
like I could really use a job kind of thing.
Yeah,
But there's
like
not a lot of stuff out there. There's not a lot of
you've got to be
options.
able to compromise, but also like yeah, you're not just gonna just like if you can help it. It's like I'm not just gonna go to McDonald's again. Like
Yeah, exactly. So Ian, I'm trying my best to remain sane and not
vigilant.
and not to not get too down on myself because when you don't have a job, even though it wasn't my fault, it
Yeah,
still doesn't feel good, I guess.
yeah. You can't
But
help but be in your own head about it. Yeah,
yeah. So I'm trucking. I'm trucking.
nice, dude. That we'll just get the music career going, and then you'll be set, right?
I opened up my Fiverr again, actually,
Oh, you
because
did?
I closed it down, because it was just like too much to handle with just everything going on. It was mentally it was tough to put in like an extra 15 hours a week to make
Oh yeah.
music or whatever, 10 hours a week. But I opened it back up and like a couple days ago, and I already have another order. So
I mean,
hopefully,
it's better than nothing.
yeah,
You'll get some extra stuff going
some extra
due to
income.
that.
Yeah,
I mean, obviously, yeah. This is. I feel like it will just be a very music central podcast. I mean,
sure.
But
I love talking music.
the next thing I had is just kind of. I mean, I guess this is a question that everyone asks on podcasts, but just like how does your songwriting process go specifically for like I guess
Mm.
Club Moss's kind of stuff? Like, do you just jam out and then you just kind of find something, or do you actually like plan anything beforehand?
So, I with all the songs I've written, a lot of it has just kind of started with me and a guitar, or just me and an idea in my head. Um, Usually, there's no lyrics involved. It's mostly just a tune, and then maybe a progression from that tune, and then maybe an extra part added on. And so then, I'm thinking about it in my head, and I have the drums, the guitar part, the bass part all in my head, and I just kind of mess around with it and try and find something that works, and then just kind of go from there. So, some people start with the lyrics, but I definitely start with the melodies, the melodies of all the instruments.
I
So,
feel like that's a good place to begin with as the foundation.
yeah. And I mean, I've written a couple songs where it's been the lyrics and then I've had to like work with you know, like how many, syllables are in each line, I guess, and
Oh yeah.
how I want to phrase everything, but for the most part, yeah, it's mostly I just think of a guitar riff and a drum part in my head, and then just go from there. Yeah.
Excellent, excellent. Okay, I because some of the stuff I've obviously listened to, like mostly the things that I've seen you post on Twitter since, I guess, yeah, maybe as of like 2 years ago,
Mm.
I think. Two, maybe like I guess it could be like 3 years ago now. I don't know. I don't
Sure.
remember exactly when I like started when we started following each other on Twitter, but
Yeah.
Like I think what's the title? I don't remember. You dropped. I think you put an EP out or something, and
Oh
like that
yeah,
was
yeah.
the
My
first.
my garbage little first EP that I put out.
Yeah, that was like the first thing I listened to besides seeing you play live. I think
Okay. Yeah.
with was
With Dirt
it?
Coast.
Yeah, I say it was. I wanted to say Dirt Coast when
R.I.P.
you played in that. Yeah, R.I.P. When you played in that tiny like bar, in
Location.
Yeah. Yeah. That was
so
interesting.
so besides that, I was just kind of like, I didn't really have a reference for it. And then yeah, you put out the EP, which I I I I could definitely tell it was like, I mean, I don't want to say it was like, your first thing, but I was like, it kind of had the sound of like, yeah, this is very much made at home
Yeah.
kind of
It's
thing, right?
yeah. It's all super raw because I didn't have a computer at the time. And so I was recording into a Tascam, just like an 8-track Tascam. That's
Oh,
like meant for
okay.
just like recording ideas or just like an acoustic guitar part. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and you were just doing full music
I'm
into
doing
that
full
thing.
songs, and now that I have a computer, instead of being limited to 8 tracks, I can have 16. I can have 32. You know, it's crazy,
Oh yeah.
and you can just make everything sound better. Like uh, I can't like I couldn't like EQ my parts. Just on that task game, I couldn't really EQ it very well because the
Mm.
EQ sucked on it. And so just imagine like making an EP without being able to even effectively EQ your stuff. You know, I don't know. So I don't know. Yeah, it's now that I have like a computer and I sort of know what I'm doing.
Yeah, you've done things since then for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I what I want to do is I want to redo all those songs because I feel like a lot of them deserve better treatment.
I I did I want to say that my favorite one was Anything Can Happen in Less Than a Minute.
Yeah, that
Like
was Eli's. That was his favorite too.
it was, yeah, cuz I had listened to the whole thing and I liked all of it. Obviously, yeah, I mean it was a little more on the raw side, but
Yeah.
like I mean, I'm not going to I'm not going to sit here on my podcast and be like, "Zach, your early music really sucked." But cuz I mean it didn't.
I think it had potential, but like the 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 execution maybe was lacking. Yes.
It wasn't you personally as an artist. It was just like, I've only got 8 tracks. Like I can only do so much.
Yeah,
Like you
yeah.
said.
It's tough to work within that, but yeah, I like anything can happen in less than a minute. That's I like that one a lot. Not to
So
toot
I
my own
mean,
horn.
yeah, yeah. I mean, since you're saying you'd like to go back and redo that, like obviously I'll listen to anything you put out, but like I'm now eagerly waiting, especially for that song. Like, what could it sound like with like your actual setup?
Yeah, yeah. It's gonna be a long process because I'll have to like transport my computer to the basement of my hometown's house, you
Mm.
know, and I'm gonna mic up my actual drum set,
Ooh, okay.
you know.
Yeah, like the actual, like, yeah, just because I do. You use electronic right now, right?
I use just a crappy electronic drum set, yeah.
Okay.
So like once I'm yeah, it's gonna I just have to find the motivation on a weekend to just really hammer out like 20 songs on the drums, and then I can do most of the rest of it back at my home base.
Mm.
But
I can
yeah.
see why you would want like or like the real drum sound for that
Mhm.
kind of thing. So
Yeah, yeah. The electronic drums are really cool, and I like they're really good for certain specific things, but recording a like a rock album, it's not
yeah.
really. I don't
Oh,
know.
well, I mean, yeah, I mean, it's good for like the noise reduction part of it, especially, right? Like,
Yeah, oh
because
yeah, yeah.
I mean, yeah, I'm assuming your neighbors would not take too kindly to a drum set being played.
They would not. They would not like that. The dog would bark for
The
sure.
dog, the dog would bark. So yeah, we'll move on from music then. For now,
Okay,
I mean, we
sure. Yeah.
might circle back around, just due to, the nature of everything. But if I'm not wrong, I feel like I've seen or heard from you or something that you are a fellow fan of Jon Bois.
Yes, yeah,
right?
yeah. I love
Yeah.
Jon Bois.
Jon Bois is just, I mean, honestly, like, I like Jon Bois and I like all the secret base stuff.
Hmm.
Now, like, I've been watching that, like, I think 2 years now is like, I've been watching like almost everything that comes out, uh, just in general from secret base. But I was curious if you had a specific favorite work of, Jon Bois, be it like,
I do have like a series that I really like from him.
okay.
Chart Party. I'm sure
Oh,
you know
yep.
Chart Party.
Yes, Chart Party.
Chart Party is insane, dude. I love the ones where he just takes like just something so minuscule in the grand scheme of sports, but like turns it into this really long but interesting and intricate like piece. I don't know, like there was one where it was the let me look it up, but it was like the worst batter. Um,
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Like the worst at bat in MLB history, or the
yeah,
saddest, or was it the saddest plate appearance of all time?
yeah, and it was that pitcher, right? That
Yeah, where he
so,
he wasn't even standing in the box.
yeah, yeah, I love that one. And then there was one more too. It was like the most average player in MLB history, Jon Bois. I'm pretty sure that's what it was.
Yeah.
Oh, Adam Dunn.
Oh,
And
yep,
is
yep.
my favorite worst baseball player. That's probably my favorite of his because it's I don't know. He it's just some random. It's Jeff Francoeur, and like I had heard of him before,
Yeah.
but it was just like a really deep dive on what made Jeff Francoeur like so bad but so great at the same time. I don't know.
Yeah, the chart parties are really good because, yeah, like I mean, those ones in particular, they always kind of break down into like numbers and stuff, but like those ones in particular, like you said, yeah, like taking a very just minor sports story and just literally breaking it down, like just atomizing it
Yeah, yeah,
to the smallest degree. Like I really enjoyed the Browns Live in Hell.
yeah.
This
That's a
is
good one.
obviously before like this year Browns, or like the last, I think it's, yeah, before like the last 2 years of Browns where they're actually like, I mean, I don't want to say like succeeding, but they're winning games at the very least.
Hmm. Yeah, I do you follow his Twitter? His Twitter account?
Oh yeah.
It's probably one of the best Twitter accounts there is.
His brand of, yeah, like especially Twitter humor, not even like videos aside, like the humor in the videos is great, but like, yeah, the Twitter humor is just something else.
Yeah, yeah. It's so like deadpan. I don't know. That's the best way to put it, I guess. It's just he'll tweet something. It'll be like, "Oh gosh, I sure hope that baseball gets played today." And it's like, the World
The
Series.
World
Yeah.
Series is going
Yeah.
on, yeah.
I don't know. I don't think he didn't tweet that, but that would be something he'd tweet. I don't know.
It does sound like a John Boyce tweet.
Yeah. It's I love him. I got introduced to him from it just popped up in my recommended feed. It was the Barry Bonds video.
Oh, okay.
If he like didn't get walked so much, he would still be insane or something like that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah. What if he played without a baseball bat? What? Yeah. If
Yes,
he
if he played
just,
without that's what it was. If he played without a baseball bat.
yeah, if he just stood in the box, he would have still been like, he would have still had this crazy OPS or
Yeah.
whatever because of all the walks.
Yeah. Yeah. That I love that. If he just stood there and it was just the threat of him actually hitting it, but never did. He would still like be on base like a fourth of the time.
Did you ever watch any of his like longer stuff? Like, so for example, like the Bob Emergency.
Yes, I did watch the Bob Emergency.
Yeah, yeah.
There's
That's
there's no players named Bob anymore. What's going on?
why are people not naming their kids
That's
Bob?
insane.
I mean, that one to me like is just the fact that it's what, like an hour and a half, almost 2 hours
Yeah.
of just that topic. How does he do that?
Yeah, and I love how he goes down rabbit holes of like specific Bobs that he finds interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like a niche that I've never seen, people do videos like he does. And so it's every time he puts one out, it's unique and
Yeah, it's like a holiday.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, he's I don't think he would say this, but he's definitely a genius.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, him and Kofi. If you know him,
Yep. Yep.
yeah, I like his stuff too. I watch him on Twitch sometimes.
I watched a couple of his like NFL 2K5 streams. That was
Oh,
like the last thing I watched, I think,
classic.
or the last good football game to exist.
Yeah,
basically.
When was the last time you bought a Madden?
Uh, 19, and I hated that I bought it in 19.
Dude, same. The last
So
Madden
the-
I bought was 19, and I was like, I'm never buying a Madden again.
Yeah, exactly. Unless it's just gone this revolutionary change and it's like actually good again. Like,
Yep.
I mean, God, I don't even want to think about like, yeah, the ratings on the one this year, and it had the hashtag going for a while. Like,
Yeah.
you know,
It was disgustingly bad.
yeah. Because I think the last one I actually like enjoyed playing in any way, shape, or form was 18.
Okay.
If you try to play like a franchise mode, right? And like if you're actually gonna sit and play every game, which is what I did when I was a kid. So it's what I always try to do. With the newer Maddens, I just can't do it, and I don't think it's because I'm an adult now, and I just don't have the time to spend. I think it's more so like within 8 games of one season, oh, it's that tackle animation again, or like
There's
like, oh,
scripted
it's-
events, there's scripted tackles, there's
Yeah.
yeah.
Anytime that I would see a new catch animation, I would actually be like, oh my God, like how did he catch that? Like one-handed that. I've never seen that before. And then you just don't ever see it again.
Yeah,
And it's back to the same usual ones.
yeah, I think the last one I also enjoyed was either 17 or 18 for sure. But
Yeah. And when I say enjoyed, I mean like enjoyed it enough to actually like actively play it.
yeah, same.
By the end, I don't think I enjoyed it.
Yeah, it's one
So-
of those things where I remember playing like Madden 10, and I remember like the franchise
10.
mode being like super deep. And then I think I just kind of like forgot how good the franchise mode was. And over time I just like slowly just got more and more frustrated, and then I saw a couple of like YouTube videos just explaining that hey, remember like back in the day when it was good and now it's not? And I'm like, oh yeah, that's right. I should not buy this game anymore.
Yeah, that's kind of how my progression went too. Because like I had a gap after 10. I didn't buy any for a little while
Yeah.
until I didn't buy another one. I think until 16.
Okay.
So I had like a good 5-6 year gap. And when I played 16, like I liked 16 because it was like my first time with the new kind of stuff like that, like the franchise mode and things. So I was like, oh, yeah, this is pretty fun. And then 17 came out. I'm like, oh, this is like exactly the same. Which I know the meme is to be like Madden's the same every year. For a while, I defended it. I'm like, well, they changed things. They changed things for better or for worse. It definitely seems like it's for worse now.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've played a lot of 6, a lot of 8, and a lot of 10. And for a while, I was like, I think I only need to buy even-yeared Madden games. Like, do they have different teams? Why do these ones seem better than the odd-yeared ones? I would rent the odd-yeared ones and, like, just not think they were as good as the previous even-numbered year game.
Well,
So-
it kind of just went downhill starting in like Madden 07, Madden 08, right? And then like
Yeah.
Madden 13 was like, hey, this game is bad now. Because like
Yeah,
Madden
I can
12,
definitely agree.
I didn't really play it, but if I recall correctly, like that Madden was decent. And then I bought Madden 13, and that game blew. That game blew chunks, dude.
Blue. Yeah, I think actually not, now that you mention it, when I say I had a break, I guess it was more like I didn't buy a game in that time frame. I remember renting Madden 25,
Yeah,
playing one game and being completely disgusted.
hey, okay, Madden 25 was better than like Madden 19 at least.
I'm
You know
I'm
what I mean?
sure it was, I'm sure, yeah, but the fact that was enough to make me like, projectile vomit just by playing a game, like I didn't want to think about like 21.
I thought Madden by now would be insanely good,
Oh yeah.
just like based on like what they had, but it's bad now. It's worse.
It's
worse
real
and worse.
bad.
That's kind of why I've been getting into NBA 2K. I know like 2K, they are garbage to their customers, but
Well, yeah, I mean the literal like, what is it? The literal casino that we
yeah,
entered
the
was,
casino,
like, one of the more recent ones.
the classic.
Oh,
casino,
yeah.
But their franchise mode, My League is it's really good, really deep.
They at least do have still a deep mode.
Yeah, yeah.
From
And
what I
I
hear,
can
yeah.
I don't I didn't really start liking basketball until like a couple months ago. When the bubble started, I'm like, I've got nothing else to do. I'm
Yeah,
gonna
well, yeah,
watch
there's nothing else to
basketball.
watch sport-wise.
Yeah, so I was watching a bunch of that, and I am not buying 2K21.
Okay, okay.
um, I bought 2K19, and then 2K20 was on Game Pass for a while, and now it's off Game Pass, so I haven't played it in a while. But if I get a next gen console, I'll probably buy 2K21.
All right, all right.
Yeah,
We do need a sports game renaissance just in general.
yeah, I
Just
agree.
like I mean, because most of them are just bad now, right? I
Rocket
don't
League
know.
is good.
Well, okay. I wasn't even gonna lump in Rocket League, but let's talk about Rocket League
Okay.
because I know that much else about you as well is that you just play a shitload of Rocket League,
I'm a
right?
Rocket League freak.
The Greek freak of Rocket League.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
How so? What is that game's like community still like? Because when it was booming, like what 3 years or 4 years ago or something on Twitch now, I think. I saw it like when it was just getting big. I never really wanted to try it, but I really enjoyed watching it. So
Yeah,
I mean, like,
yeah.
is it still big or like
Well,
what?
it recently became free to play,
I
and
did hear that.
so it hit over 1.5 million players within
Oh
like
my
the
gosh.
first, like, concurrent players uh within like the first couple days. And so it's bigger than it's been since it probably came out.
Holy cow.
Yeah.
So you're saying it's a good time to get into it because there's a whole lot of noobs that I can practice off of, right?
Yes. Yeah. A bunch of Fortnite free to play noobs. Yeah.
uh,
I only play probably once a week now. I used to play like a few times a week. But yeah, the Rocket League is insane, man. I love that game.
like I mean, what's your like? You play ranked, right?
Okay, so I know I
Do you
should play
not?
ranked, but I don't really play the whole lot of ranked. The highest I got in ranked was Champ 3,
Oh, okay.
which is like, pretty good,
I'm just gonna put out there that I don't know the ranking scale. I just figured I'd ask you, and then it's out there.
It was like the top like 2% of players about, I think
Okay.
it's Champ
I mean,
3.
that's good.
Yeah. If I feel like if I grinded ranked more, I could have gotten up to Grand Champ, but I never really grinded ranked a whole lot. I mostly
Yeah,
just
that's
play
fair.
casual because when I want to play a game, usually I just want to chill out and hit
Yeah,
fun
understandable.
shots. I don't have the mental energy to like focus on something that I should get back into ranked though. I should. I
Hmm.
should I should I should be grinding and getting to Grand Champ. I know, blah blah blah. But
Yeah. I mean, hey, you gotta do just what makes you happy,
I
I guess.
guess,
Like
yeah.
if that's like if you're making music, but you're also once or twice a week playing Rocket League casually just to have fun, like hey, there's nothing wrong with that. That's kind of unless you're gonna go be an esports pro, that's kind of like to me the point of video games, right?
Yeah,
It's just
true.
like they're there when you need them.
Yeah, that's true. If I had like a casual 5,000 to like 7,000 more hours to
Oh yeah.
grind in Rocket League, I could probably become pro. But
Oh yeah.
yeah, that's all I'd have to do is play for like 7,000 more hours. So I should probably just go for it.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, why not? Why not? Then you
Yeah.
can be like winning millions at tournaments. I don't even know what kind of Rocket League tournaments there are, if any,
Oh,
but
loads. There's
are there
loads.
loads?
Oh
Okay,
yeah.
that's kind of, I mean, and like with it being a, sports like game and, esports are a thing, like of course there's tournaments for it.
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
tournaments for things way more obscure.
It's been on like ESPN and stuff because it's so like uh it's consumer friendly. You know,
Yeah.
there's nobody
Yeah,
gets
it's not
murdered.
like, yeah, it's not like there's murdering going on.
Yeah.
I guess the only other like big point that I had on the docket was just I guess the main meat of what the idea for the show was, other than just hanging out and like talking,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
that's is there anything that comes to mind for you that like I guess as far like maybe it's just a really big inspiration, but like just be it like a hobby or any kind of media that like really helped you get into a better place mentally.
Oh man.
And
Well,
it's kind of a big question, just put you on the spot. I maybe should have asked you to prepare for this
oh
ahead
no,
of
no,
time,
it's fine.
but
I I guess when I found out about Ty Segall,
Okay.
the music artist, he's a garage rocker. When I found out about him, I found out that he like puts out an album or two every single year, and he just
Really?
grinds and makes music that he likes, you know. And he slowly and slowly became successful. And when I found out about him, it like took me down this rabbit hole of a bunch of other bands, but also it just he's kind of an inspiration to me because he just he just grinds, man. He just makes so much music. And I thought to myself, "Hey, why can't I just make a bunch of music?" And even if I don't become successful, it's just something that I like to do. So why not just do it, you know?
Yeah.
So I'd say probably he's a huge inspiration to me. But yeah, just making music in general, I think, uh, has because I'll get into like these manic. Maybe that's not the best word. I'll get into these moods where I'll just like if I start a project, like I have to finish it, and it's like hours and hours and hours. And
Oh yeah.
but that's like when I'm in the zone. And that feeling of just creating something, and then when like you pull back, the lens, and you just listen to it when it's done, it's like, hey, I made that.
Yeah.
I don't know, just that feeling. uh
Yeah, the I don't want to say relief, but yeah, just the I guess the overall just good feeling that comes from that, and just being like I am capable of making things that at least sound cool to me.
yeah, just that feeling, man. It's you want to chase it. Just being creative in any form, I think, is important. I think everybody should have a creative outlet. Without a creative outlet, I would go insane. I think a lot of people that don't do something like that, there's got to be like some sort of void, just being it like your brain, you just exercise your brain a little
Oh
bit,
yeah.
and do
Yeah, stay
something
active.
do something a little different, use your brain a little differently. I think that's super important. I took a psychology class one time, so I'm definitely qualified to say that it might make you a little happier sometimes.
Oh yeah. So and that's like as much as there's a the meme behind like the elderly playing Candy Crush on Facebook. I'm like, hey, that's essentially old people gaming.
Yeah,
Like
it is.
they're doing the same thing that we're doing when we're playing Rocket League or Gears of War or whatever. Like, but it's just in that form.
Yeah.
People, obviously can laugh at that. Younger people will definitely laugh at that. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I've definitely laughed at it before, but like, but then after, like even after laughing, I'm just kind of like, but that's like their thing. Like
Yeah.
that's how they've discovered gaming.
hmm And yeah, you don't even have to be creative with your hobby, I guess. But yeah, just to play Candy Crush, or to watch, to just be really into movies, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I was just gonna say like watching a lot of YouTube or watching a lot of movies or whatever. Like you're still doing something because you're still like,
In
I
taking
presume,
information,
thinking about it. Yeah.
your brain is being exercised. Yeah, it's there's some that are definitely more productive, I guess, in a way. But
Yeah.
yeah, I think being able to, I guess, to just circle it back around and just say that being able to like produce something with my hands has really like it fills me with, even if it's fleeting, like a temporary purpose.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. Yeah. And so I think I guess what I'm trying to say is that, a lot of people should try that.
Yeah, yeah. Give something else a try.
And if you're not good at it, keep doing it.
Yeah,
You
because
know?
how are you gonna get any better?
Exactly.
I think my intro is gonna be something about like me not having a degree, so I can't tell people what to do as far as like being more mentally healthy.
Yeah.
But like that's the root of this is basically that like have a dope conversation. Maybe get a little deep here and there.
Sure. Hopefully I didn't ramble and make no sense.
We'll kind of wrap it up then. I
Cool.
mean, unless there's anything else. I mean, it is my podcast, but I mean, unless there's anything else you want to add,
Do you have
be
any
it
do
about
you have any other
fruit.
questions for me?
I did not prepare anything else. Nothing else really came to mind.
Okay.
So,
Okay. No, that was
so
fun. That was cool.
Well, thanks for joining me on the Three Pillars cast.
No problem. Thanks for having me.
That's the episode. Please be sure to check out all of Zach's stuff. If you're watching on YouTube, I will link it all in the description. But otherwise, it's at Zachariah Hubbard on Twitter and clubmosses.bandcamp.com. YouTube channel, I believe, is also Club Mosses. Either way, it'll be linked. I'll probably put it. Yeah, I can put it in the description of Spotify too, probably. So yeah, thanks for listening. Be sure to stay tuned and follow Three Pillars Cast on Twitter for updates on when the next episode's coming out. Peace.
Who needs a medical license when you got style?